This week we have Mars, planet of energy and action, turning to retrograde motion in Leo. And we have Venus, planet of relationships and resources, moving into freedom-oriented Aquarius. All of this, an empowered moment and more in my new intuitive energy forecast for the week of Monday, December 2nd through Sunday, December 8th, 2024. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment, here to do your intuitive weekly energy forecast. For this week, we're going to be using the Tarot of Dreams by Sarah Marchetti. This is going to be the main message for everyone. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Priestess of Light Oracle deck, and this is by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. So before we get into your stones of choice or look at the astrology for this week, let's go ahead, close our eyes, relax our bodies, and settle in and do an empowered moment. So as your eyes are closed and your feet are flat on the floor, if that's possible, making sure that your arms and legs are uncrossed so that the energy moves freely through you. Let's see if I can get that out right. So let's take a deep breath. And as we exhale, we're relaxing our body and clearing our minds of all thoughts of the day, the week, the month. Another deep breath, relaxing even more as you exhale, visualizing, sensing, seeing, feeling, or just knowing that you're surrounded in this beautiful golden white light, this etheric golden white light of unconditional love, compassion, peace, forgiveness, healing, guidance, and protection. And as you feel or sense or see or just know that you're surrounded in that unconditionally loving golden white light, take a deep breath and breathe it into every cell of your body. As you exhale, letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs. And realizing now that we are in the last month of the year of 2024. It's a time where we are energetically, spiritually, and karmically speaking, wrapping up loose ends, releasing belief systems, thoughts, emotions, and perhaps even situations that are no longer in our highest and best interest to hold on to. This week we have Mars, the warrior planet, planet of energy, action, and forward movement, turning to retrograde motion, slowing us down. This is a purposeful energy. And even though it might feel as if we are being slowed down from moving forward, it in fact is giving us a chance during this retrograde cycle that he's in to clear out any lower vibrational energies on the spiritual level and on the emotional level that we no longer need to carry into the new year of 2025. So bless this energy of slowdown, allowing us to rest, rejuvenate, contemplate, meditate, allowing us to self-reflect and heal as we close out this cycle of 2024. And with that intention firmly in your mind and in your heart, Let's take one last deep, healing, cleansing, and balancing breath. Blessing that energy of Mars retrograde. And as you exhale, and in your own time when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and return to this time and place and space. So let's go ahead and take a look at our stones of choice for that special message card a little bit later on here. These are all special intention pendants, and also I'm carrying over the second half of November's 25% off of all of my special intention pendants through the month of December. So if you saw, or you're on my newsletter list and you saw that discount code for the 25% off of all these special intention pendants that are wire wrapped and infused through Reiki with special intentions, know that again, as we're in the first week of December now, that is carrying through until the end of this month. I'll put the discount code in the comments below this video if you are interested. But the first stone of choice here is blue apatite. This is a pretty intricate, you can see it's a pretty busy kind of wrapping, right? And the blue apatite is wrapped in silver wire. It's Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 22, number of proper use of power and manifestation of goals on the third dimensional plane. This one has the qualities of the planet Jupiter, planet of expanding into one's knowledge and truth, the energy of the sign of Pisces to connect one with their past lives and increase one's psychic perceptions and abilities. And this one has the energies of Archangel Metatron, archangel that assists us in connecting to our own Akashic records and to gain access and understanding to our soul patterns and gifts. So let's put that one down here and go to stone number 2. Stone number 2 is beautiful white scolecite. And this white scolecite is wrapped in silver wire and Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 33, number of Christ consciousness and spiritual transformation, the qualities of the sign of Pisces for inner peace, tranquility, and dream recall, the energy of the planet Neptune for astral traveling, multidimensional communication, and transcendence, the activation of the third eye and crown chakras for increased psychic perceptions, and the energy of Archangel Raziel, archangel of alchemy, divine magic, and the understanding and ability to channel esoteric wisdom and knowledge. And then our last stone of choice for this week is this beautiful celestite. This is a beautiful light blue colored stone. It's wrapped in silver wire, and this is Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 11, number of the light worker, psychic insights and perceptions. It also has the planet Neptune energies in it, ruler of the spiritual realm, dreams, and clairvoyance. The sign of Pisces for creativity, imagination, and visions. The water element for increased intuition and empathy. And this one has major arcana, the priestess card for mystery, magic, and divine feminine power. And Archangel Raziel's energy, archangel of increased psychic abilities, alchemy, and connecting with all of those of the angelic realm. So again, your stones of choice for the special message card later is the blue apatite, the scolecite, and the celestite. Okay, so let's put those aside. Let's talk about the astrological energies of the week, and there is so much going on. So we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to try to move through this a little quickly because we also have a lot of card messages from our angels and guides this week. But on Monday, the 2nd of December, we start with Mercury, ruler of the mental realm, who is in retrograde motion right now in the sign of Sagittarius, which is a sign of expanding one's perceptions and inspiration. And it is in a positive aspect to Chiron, the Wounded Healer and Shaman, who is also currently retrograde in the sign of Aries. So they're both in fire signs, Sagittarius and Aries, and Mercury again is thoughts, ideas, perceptions, communications, information, messages, and again, Chiron rules these past life wounds and patterns and things that we need to heal in this lifetime that are a carryover from other lifetimes. So we're healing a lot on the mental realm. We're healing a lot in the mental body right now. So any kind of faulty perceptions or glass half empty way of thinking is right now being healed, with that Chiron emphasis. We also have on Monday the 2nd, Venus, which rules relationships and resources in the sign of Capricorn, serious grounded Capricorn, and it's in a positive connection to Uranus, the great awakener, who is in Taurus. So both Venus and Uranus are in earth signs, grounded, practical earth signs. Venus in Capricorn is down to business when it comes to relationships and partnerships. She's down to business when it comes to money and finances and other resources, and she's down to business when it comes to how she values herself. So she's right now in a serious sign, and she's connecting to this again, this freedom, liberated, change-making Uranus, right? And Uranus wants to break us free, and Uranus wants to awaken us to higher vibrational energies. So this could be really good for career. This could be really good for work. This could be really good for projects. This could be really good for money and finances. Even relationships, but in relationships, it's not such a lovey-dovey energy. There's a lot of a need for independence, self-sufficiency, and kind of working together on a kind of goal or a common goal and vision. On Wednesday the 4th, we have Mercury, again, ruler of the mental realm, retrograde in Sagittarius. And this time he is opposing Jupiter, the planet of expansion, abundance, prosperity, and our belief systems in Curious Gemini. Now, Jupiter is retrograde, Mercury is retrograde. So both of these planets are retrograde, turning the energy inward for this transit. And so again, Mercury kind of rules kind of the ego mind way of thinking, and Jupiter wants to expand into the big picture and the higher understanding and the higher wisdom and knowledge. So they both have a lot to do with the mental realm, but we're turning that inward, and we're really kind of looking at, how do I think? How do I perceive? What do I believe? How can I learn more? What am I here to teach or share with other people? So Sagittarius, where Mercury is, wants to expand again into that big picture. Gemini, where Jupiter is, wants to look at all the little details, although Jupiter is expanding, an expanding energy. So Jupiter is expanding in these little details and curious about everything that's going on and interested in all the possibilities and potentials. And that's a good thing to keep in mind for this transit too. It's like, go within and contemplate all the potentials and all the possibilities, all the doors that could potentially be open or that are open that you could possibly walk through. And maybe that's causing some confusion, but know that with Mercury retrograde, it's a time to contemplate. It's a time to really think about it. You don't have to necessarily make a decision right in this moment. Also on Wednesday, we have the sun, how we shine our light. It's about confidence and courage and self-expression, and it's in inspirational Sagittarius, but it's challenging Saturn. Saturn is the planet of restriction, limitations, karmic lessons, responsibility, who's currently in the spiritual sign of Pisces. Now, because this is a challenging aspect, the sun in Sagittarius, which normally wants to be optimistic, glass half full, and again, inspired, and just really, again, expand into this big picture mentality, is kind of contained right now with Saturn. It's kind of restricted with these Saturn energies. And Saturn is about a reality check. Saturn can sometimes it can bring a little bit of depression and despair where we feel like we're held back or limited or even trapped sometimes in a way from expressing the way we want to. So just be aware that this is going on, and it's going on the same day that Mercury opposing Jupiter is. So this is, again, a good time to really contemplate, what are these feelings of insecurity or these feelings of restriction within me or even outside of me? What is this all about? What is this teaching me? What am I learning? What am I supposed to understand about it all? And then on Thursday the 5th, we've got the sun in Sagittarius connecting with Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. So again, we have self-expression with the sun and the ruler of the mental realm with Mercury coming together in that inspirational, optimistic, happy-go-lucky, glass half full energy of Sagittarius. Again, Mercury is retrograde. So within yourself, how can you be inspired within yourself? How can you feel optimistic and happy within yourself? How can you believe in yourself, since Sagittarius is about belief, trust, faith, and our belief systems? So those are all things to look at on the 5th. On Friday the 6th, this is where Mars, the warrior, planet of energy, action, and forward movement, is turning retrograde at 6 degrees of Leo. Now, unlike Mercury when it goes retrograde for about 3 weeks, give or take, Mars is going to be retrograde until February 23rd. So it's a good long time that Mars is going to be retrograde, right? It's going to retrograde from 6 degrees of Leo all the way back to 17 degrees of Cancer. So it's going back into the last sign that it already went through. So we've got a couple of themes here with Mars and Leo retrograde, or while it's retrograde in Leo. It feels like it might be slowing us down a little bit with our creative projects, our creativity, our creative gifts, our creative self-expression, our leadership potential, our take charge Leo potential. So it's slowing us down a little bit with that. When it retrogrades back into Cancer for those weeks that it will be, this is assisting us in kind of going back and traversing the energy of the emotional body, where we are feeling emotionally maybe wounded or sensitive. Now, Mars is a fiery, action-oriented planet, but again, retrograde slows that action down. And Mars being a fiery planet, putting it in a water sign like Cancer, which rules the emotional body in the emotional realm, he doesn't do too well in that sign. And in fact, he can become a little passive-aggressive because Mars is more aggressive. And of course, Cancer is a feminine sign, so it's a little bit more, intuitive, sensitive, nurturing, which becomes that passiveness. So we have to be careful during that whole amount of time that Mars is retrograde for those couple of things. And it's not, again, a bad thing. It's giving us an opportunity to slow down our movement with creative projects or creative self-expression, making sure that we're on the right path, on the right track, collecting everything that we need to be able to really light the fire once it goes back to direct motion and moves back into Leo. The Mars retrograde in Cancer is giving us an opportunity for more healing of the emotional body. Also on Friday the 6th, we have Mercury, ruler of the mental realm, retrograde in Sagittarius, and it is now challenging in a square aspect to Saturn, the great teacher of karmic lessons, who's in Pisces. So earlier this week, Wednesday, we had the Sun challenging Saturn. Now here on Friday, we have Mercury challenging Saturn. So again, this can cause us to feel a little bit restricted with our sense of expanding into the glass half full, or coming up with these new inspirational ideas and being optimistic and whatnot. So Saturn, again, is that reality check. Where do we need to be more responsible in our thought processes and our belief systems? Where do we need to maybe still clear some karmic energies or learn certain, again, karmic lessons regarding all of these energies of this fiery passion and inspiration and vision of that Sagittarius energy. On Saturday the 7th, we have Venus, planet of love, relationships, money and finances, self-value and values, what we value. And she's going to be moving out of Capricorn, Sirius grounded earth sign Capricorn, and she's going to be moving into freedom-oriented air sign Aquarius. And she's going to be in Aquarius until January 2nd. So Venus, it's the divine feminine energy, which both men and women have within them. And Aquarius, again, is freedom, liberation, change, humanitarian energies. How can we come together with people of like mind and help the world, this common goal that we have? It's independence. Also, this energy of individuality and independence, and it's a very mental sign. Aquarius is an air sign, so it is all about higher thought, higher communication, even the ability to kind of channel forth new ideas that will help the collective, if you will. Also on Saturday the 7th, Venus will then connect with Pluto, who's also just newly into Aquarius. So we've got empowerment energies for the divine feminine, maybe empowerment energies within our relationships as well. We also have on Saturday the Sun in Sagittarius opposing Jupiter in Gemini. So again, this inspirational thought, ideas, perceptions, perspectives. And, it's really kind of highlighting, I think, what it is that we see as the details and how we can put all those details together in order to make and clarify a larger picture, maybe not this week, but as we move into the end of this year and into the beginning of next. The last thing that's happening on Saturday the 7th is that Neptune, the transcender, the planet that rules the spiritual realm and our psychic senses and unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness, our connection with our angels and guides, it is turning back to direct motion at 27 degrees of Pisces. Now, Neptune rules so slowly that it spends about 6 months, give or take, in direct motion and about the same amount of time in retrograde motion. So it's actually going to be direct. I think it's until July of 2025, but it's going to kind of heighten and magnify the energies of what Neptune is all about as he's shifting from retrograde back to direct motion. So pay attention to your dreams, your nighttime dreams, maybe even your daytime dreams. Pay attention to your psychic abilities and healing abilities, maybe being magnified. Pay attention to the possibility that you're going to become more sensitive to other people's energies or more sensitive even to foods and other things like chemicals and things of that nature. There can be some unusual energetic sensitivities when Neptune energy is heightened. So let's go ahead and jump into and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides. So we've got 3 themes here is how it came out of these cards. It was like 2 cards, 2 cards, 2 cards, which gives us 3 themes to look at. So the first 2 cards are the Page of Swords. I'm going to show them together. And the Chariot card. So with the Page of Swords, this is about messages on the mental body level, right? This is the suit of swords. So it's all about the mental body, thoughts, ideas, perceptions, perspectives, information, communication, messages. And this is the introduction or initiation of whatever those thoughts, ideas, messages are all about. This can be a very intellectual energy where we have to really kind of think things through. And Mercury is retrograde right now, right? We've got a lot of Mercury retrograde things going on this week. So right now it's like redo, research, reanalyze, reevaluate, all of those things. I'm not surprised to see the Page of Swords. It came out with the Chariot card though. And the Chariot card, it's Major Arcana 7. It's ruled by Cancer, the sign of Cancer up here. So we've got the Chariot that wants to move forward in a specific direction, but yet it's traversing, in this case, in this card, these waters of emotion. A lot of times the Chariot card is seen as 2 horses pulling the chariot, a black horse veering off in one direction and a white horse veering off in the other direction. This one doesn't quite look like that, at least from how it is pictured here. The 2 horses seem to be moving, forward. However, they're traversing and running through this very deep water. So what happens when you try to run through water, right? You're not going to run very fast when you're trying to run through water. In this case, the horses are trying to gallop through the water. So the Chariot may feel like it's slowed down, which is very interesting because, we do have that Mars turning retrograde this week, slowing us down a little bit. Mercury is retrograde. Now it's retrograde in a fire sign, but I feel like there's a lot of emotional sensitivities and a lot of things with love and home and family and things like that that are still going on, which is all kind of ruled by that nurturing, loving, sensitive Cancerian energy. So I feel like we're combining thoughts in the mental body, beliefs, perceptions in the mental body, and we're combining it with these emotions and feelings of the emotional body. And we're trying to move forward. We're trying to communicate in a productive manner, right? If we're trying to communicate in this forward-moving, productive manner, but we're being slowed down by these emotions. We're trying to move forward on new ideas that maybe we have because we know we're getting close to the new year, but we're being slowed down, maybe by that Mars retrograde, or again, because of all these external situations and circumstances in love and relationships and home and family that might be going on. So the Chariot is attempting to bring these opposing energies into a focus. Again, with the traditional chariot and the horses kind of moving sort of in different directions, we want to bring those horses together, focus the energies, and then we're able to move forward in a better way. So I think we need to address things that are on our mind. We need to address emotions that still need to be healed, either within ourselves or with others. And then we'll be able to move forward in a little bit better way. But we're going to need to have patience because, again, Mercury is retrograde, Mars is retrograde. So we might have to wait for some of that to move on out before we're able to feel like we're moving forward in a better way. So the next two cards are the Two of Wands, and it comes out with the Hanged Man, okay? So the Two of Wands, you can see this kind of either bridge or these stepping stones, and it's leading to two different doorways. This is ruled by Mars and Aries. Now, Aries is a fire sign, just like Leo is a fire sign, which is where Mars is currently at. Mars, again, is planet of energy, action, forward movement, the warrior. And this is about really wanting to, again, move forward quickly when it's in Aries especially. But even in Leo, the fire sign Leo, Mars wants to move forward quickly. And here's the bridge where we can move forward. And we're kind of then stopped here. And we're like, okay, now there's two doors. Like I've gotten so far, but do I go through this gateway or doorway or what do we want to call it? Portal. That's the word I was looking for. Or do I want to go through this gateway, doorway, or portal? So again, we might come to a little bit of a standstill, a little bit of a stop here until we figure out which direction we really want to go in. Okay, so it's almost like giving us two choices here. Now it comes out with the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is about surrender. It does feel like we're at a standstill with the Hanged Man, right? The Hanged Man is hanging upside down. He's not standing on his 2 feet, ready to walk or run or jog forward. He's hanging upside down, looking at things from a different perspective, because when you're upside down, things look to be a different perspective. You're seeing the world in a whole different way. But we're in this kind of energy of, again, surrender. We're kind of at that standstill. The Hanged Man is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is going direct this week, so it's heightening those energies of confusion, illusion, delusion, not being able to make sense out of anything. In this case, maybe we're not being able to make sense out of which way to go. What door am I supposed to go through? What choices am I supposed to make? What decision am I supposed to make? And maybe that's part of the Mars retrograde as well. I think these two cards, the first two cards, are maybe more about Mercury retrograde, and these two cards are more about, Mars, doesn't really matter, Mars turning retrograde. So, we're wanting to move forward. We're coming to a place where we don't know what to do or what decision to make. And we're needing to just surrender for a little bit of time, be still for a little bit of time, look at things from a higher spiritual perspective for a little bit of time before we're able to figure it out. All right, and then the last set of two cards here. First, the Queen of Swords came out. And the Queen is the divine feminine. The sword suit is the suit of the intellect. Often with the Queen of Swords, we are independent, self-sufficient, taking care of ourselves, doing things for ourselves, maybe by ourselves. It comes out with the Strength card. So we've got the woman, the feminine woman here with in this case, it's a tiger instead of a lion, which is traditional for the strength card, is the woman and the lion. This is ruled by Leo. So again, we've got, kind of that Mars energy in Leo. But I think this one, maybe being less about, because I think these two are more about the Mars retrograde. I think these two are more about Venus going into Aquarius this week. So here we have Venus, ruler of the divine feminine, moving into independent, freedom-oriented, liberated Aquarius right now, where she's, again, self-sufficient, independent, coming up with her, she knows her own mind, she makes her own decisions. And here she's got to have strength and courage and confidence in order to do so. Maybe she's used to doing it, with other people's feedback, or being a part of a group or a family. But this is kind of saying, you know what, I'm going to beat to my own drum. I'm going to do my own thing. I have to make my own decisions. I have to be confident about it. I have to take charge about it. I still want to be loving in regards to it. Leo is a sign that's very loving and generous and kind, although it can roar like the lion or the tiger if it's pushed a little bit, right? So it's like we have to be strong and confident as well as gentle and loving and feminine. So I think that's what these two cards are about. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So that first pendant of choice was the apatite, the blue apatite. So I'm going to just shuffle this here. Special message from the priestesses. Blue apatite. This one wants to come out. That's on my finger, so I'm going to pull it out. And it says soul radiance, phoenix rising. It kind of reminds me of the strength card here, right? Rising into your confidence, your strength, your courage. This is, again, you're shining your light. Like Leo likes to shine its light because it's ruled by the sun. So here's soul radiance, shine your light. The phoenix is rising. You're rising into your own power. You're rising into your confidence, your courage, your leadership potential, your creative self-expression. And here we have the phoenix wings. So maybe imagining, you can imagine one of two things. I feel like you could imagine you're merging with the phoenix or you're merging with the lion and tiger. Okay, and maybe you want to do both. But this is, again, just really allowing that priestess within you, whether you're man or woman, you have a divine feminine. And I feel like the priestess is feminine, but also got that masculine energy as well, right? Which is why this is all about strength and confidence and courage and empowerment. So shine your light out into the world. Put that back in the deck in case somebody else gets it. The second stone of choice was the scolecite. Special message for scolecite. Again, the bottom finger here. Oh, divine feminine. So here's a lot of feminine energy. Well, some going on. Divine feminine says magnetic receptive power. So magnetic receptive power. Now, we have a lot of things going on this week that are in masculine signs. Even Venus, the divine feminine, is moving into masculine Aquarius. So it's interesting that we have divine feminine here. And she's got this magical kind of rays of light coming out of her hands. She's got the power, okay? Magnetic receptive power. So I feel like the power is there, which can be more of this masculine energy, but being magnetic and being receptive is all a part of the divine feminine. So it's like sending out your thoughts and intentions of what it is that you desire to create and manifest with this magic energy coming out of the palms of your hands, but yet surrendering into that divine feminine of allowing and receptivity and magnetism to be able to draw to you. This is a time to draw to you what it is that you desire to manifest. So it's not, again, about take charge, take an action, make it happen, which would be Mars if it was if it was going direct. That's what Mars direct would be. Take an action, make it happen. But because Mars is turning retrograde, it's almost like, okay, send out the intention, but surrender and allow and be receptive and be magnetic. Draw that energy into you. Mars retrograde draws the energy inward. So I feel like this is going to, I feel like all of these, everything for the collective as well as these special message cards, I feel like are messages not just for this week, but for the next few weeks to come, especially because Mars will be retrograding back into Cancer, which is more receptive and indrawing. Okay, that's a beautiful card. I just noticed, the blue dress really catches my eye. So throat chakra, really, again, speaking and writing your truth. And I feel like this isn't necessarily with others, although it could be, but I feel like it's like writing out your intentions, speaking them out loud, and then putting them away, and again, surrendering and knowing that they will come in when they're supposed to in divine timing. All right, and then the last stone of choice was the celestite. So special message for celestite people this week. Okay. All right. I know that you guys probably know what's on the bottom, but that's what's calling me. I didn't know what's on the bottom. Abundance. Ooh, this is great. I love it. It says abundance, fortune, wealth, and plenty. Ooh, all right. So again, while Mercury is retrograde, while Mars is retrograde, we're kind of doing a lot of internal house cleaning, inner work, looking at our thoughts, our perceptions, our belief systems, how we want to take action in the future. We're looking at our creative self-expression and how we want to project that out once Mars turns back to direct motion. So I feel like this is a card that's kind of future-oriented almost. It doesn't mean you can't have abundance this week. And remember, abundance is more than just money and finances and gifts and whatnot. So I feel like, we're in, or you can be in, an abundant energy. Everything that you see, blessings and gifts from people, compliments, things that you might find or read or experience. These are all blessings of abundance. So remember to thank the universe for every little blessing that you see in your everyday life. But this is going to lead us in the weeks that follow to greater abundance and greater blessings in our external reality that are in bigger forms that maybe we're used to. Someone helping us, create a particular project and manifest it into happening. Again, increased money and finances, happiness, joy, and love and relationships. All of these things are messages of abundance. But I think, again, that all of these messages are for when Mercury and especially Mars turns back to direct motion, which takes us into the year of 2025. So be a little patient. But she's got like 4 arms here. So I feel like when the abundance starts flowing, it's like she's going to be like having her hands in many pots and doing many things all at once. And all of these things will be creating that abundance. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, sending you all lots of love and light. And by the way, don't forget to look for the monthly intuitive energy forecast for the month of December. If it's not already up when you watch this, it should be very shortly. So sending you lots of love and light and many, many blessings. Namaste.